Okay, so this happened to me a few years ago. I was 32 at the time, living alone in Tucson, Arizona. I'm a mechanic, not some ghost hunter or bleep artist. I don't believe in this stuff. Or I didn't. The house was a dump from the 70s. Cactus in the yard, aluminum blinds that clattered in the wind, and a detached garage connected to the house by a covered walkway. Rent was $900 in Tucson. That's suspiciously cheap. But I was broke, so I signed the lease without asking questions. First week, nothing. Just whine, barking dogs, normal desert noise. Second week, I started hearing footsteps in the attic. Not mouse sounds. Heavy, dragging footsteps. I figured raccoons, they get in through the roof vents here. One night I grabbed a flashlight and a broom and went up. Nothing. Why, in the corner, under a beam, there was an old mattress and a blanket. I touched the blanket. It was warm, not room temperature. Warm, like someone had just gotten up. I climbed down, closed the hatch, and didn't sleep that night. Third week, it got weirder. I went out for a smoke around 2 a.m. The garage light was on. I hadn't turned it on. I walked over and pressed my face against the glass door. The ping pong table had moved. I always kept it against the wall. Now it was in the middle of the room, and on top of it, there was a glass of water with ice cubes. My freezer had been broken for weeks. I ran back inside, locked every door, and sat in the living room with a kitchen knife until sunrise. Next morning, I went to see my neighbor Frank. Old guy, lived there 30 years. I asked him if the house had any history. His face went pale, like, actually pale. He put down his beer and lit a cigarette. Alina, he said, she lived there before you. 25, Mexican, worked as a waitress, used to babysit on the side. One night she refused to watch some guy's kid. Nobody knows why. The dad came banging on her door. She didn't open. He left angry. Next day, the landlord found her dead in the garage, drowned in a bathtub. I asked if the cops caught anyone. He shook his head. They called it suicide, but everyone knew. The dad disappeared the same day. Never found. I went back home, stood in front of the garage door. The old iron bolt lock was still there, the one that only worked from the inside. I unlocked it. I opened the door. At the back of the garage, where my tools and my car were supposed to be, there was a clawfoot bathtub, cast iron, gold feet. I had never seen it before. It was full of brown, murky water with dead leaves floating on top. I froze. My heart was pounding, so hard I could hear it in my ears. The water started moving, not like ripples, like something rising from the bottom. Bubbles at first, then a hand. A woman's hand, slender, with chipped red nail polish. It gripped the edge of the tub. Then a head emerged, long black hair plastered against a blue, swollen face. Her eyes were white, not white like normal eyes. White like milk, with no pupils, no iris, nothing. She looked at me, directly at me. Her mouth opened. No sound came out. Just dirty water running down her chin. But I could read her lips. She formed 3 words, slowly. Close the door. I slammed the garage door shut and grabbed the bolt. But the bolt was on my side now. It had been on the inside before, I knew it. But there it was, on the outside, like someone had switched it. While I was staring at her, I locked it. Then I walked back inside, grabbed my car keys, and sat in my car until sunrise. Next morning, I called the landlord. Some guy in Phoenix. I'd never met him. I told him I was leaving. He could keep the deposit. I didn't care. There was a long silence on his end. Then he said, in this calm voice, like he was talking about the weather, you met Alina. She's nice. She doesn't hurt anyone. She just wants you to close it. He didn't deny anything. He didn't sound surprised. He just hung up. I packed everything that same day. Left the ping pong table, the furniture, everything. Drove to Albuquerque that night and never went back. I'm 42 now. I live in Denver with my wife and kid, but I still lock every door in my house, even doors that don't lead anywhere. And I never go outside for a smoke after midnight. Sometimes, when I close my eyes, I still see that hand coming out of the water, and her lips forming those words in silence. I still don't know if she was talking about the garage door, or if she was telling me to close something else. Something I opened the day I moved in, without knowing. Anyway, that's it. Believe it, or don't. I know what I saw.